All right, so in our last segment, we discussed how the Senate agreement on the border crisis crumbled. Well, the Lincoln Project produced an ad calling out Donald Trump's order to the Republicans to block the border security bill that would have provided Border Patrol crucial resources to secure the southern border. And Trump isn't too happy about that. Take a look.
Joe Biden is ready to protect America's southern border, crack down on illegal crossings, set tough but fair new standards, build up Border Patrol, adding thousands of new agents, stop the flow of fentanyl, child sex traffickers, and even terrorists. There's only one problem.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump has ordered Republicans to block the toughest immigration bill in decades. For all their tough talk, their solution is to do nothing, because Donald Trump needs chaos to win.
He'd rather weaponize this issue than actually solve it.
If he wins, he'll do nothing. Just like last time, his wall, a joke. Donald Trump doesn't care if your family's safety or the lives of law enforcement officers are in the balance. He's on the side of the cartels, coyotes, and child traffickers. There's only one candidate who will do something about our border, and it was never Donald Trump.
All right. Well, Dr. Ali, somewhere Trump is seething. What's your take on this commercial impact it might have?
I mean, it's a powerful commercial. It hits on all the points that someone should need to know to make a decision, especially in relationship to the border, if you want to support Donald Trump or Joe Biden. You know, it's just, unfortunately, you can share with folks the facts. You can share with folks science. You can share with folks the reality that's playing out on the ground. And there is still a significant now percentage. We used to say it was a small percentage of folks, but now it is a significant percentage of folks that it still will make no difference to them. They will continue to feed off of the hate that Donald Trump shares with those who follow him and the misinformation. So it is powerful. I hope lots of people see it, and I hope that they will then critically think about their vote and whom they want to give it to.
You know, Dr. Carter, I think that's one of the issues that Dr. Ali is bringing up, and that is that we have so many ads and we are just attacked by so many things on social media, on television, even when they seem to be facts that really are facts that most Americans would agree are facts. People choose not to believe. What do you think about these ads, these political ads that are trying to make their point? Certainly Trump was mad at this, but will the public really pay attention?
Probably not. I mean, it certainly won't sway anyone one way or the other. I mean, I think these ads are designed to do something like what we saw, which is to generate a reaction out of the candidate themselves. To change the conversation. They're meant to do lots of things. If they generate votes, great. But I don't really think that there are many people at this point who don't know who they would support. Now, there are people who don't like either candidate, sure. But the person who says, I really don't know, I need more information, is a very rare bird here. And I think to Mustafa's point, and I think it's an important one, which is we are so polarized at this point. The people who like Donald Trump no matter what, love him, in fact. There is nothing, virtually nothing that he could do to lose their vote. These ads won't move them one iota. The people who are firmly in the camp of Joe Biden, this is going to further solidify their choice for Joe Biden. The people who are still sort of shrugging their shoulders and saying all that, these ads won't do anything for them, because a person has to be able to receive the message, first of all. And so just because this message is put out there doesn't mean that people are there to receive it. So more than anything, I think these ads are designed to make Donald Trump act out, which he does because he does not like criticism, and to change the conversation.
Yeah. You know, Dr. Walker, when we think about an ad maybe from even 10 years ago, certainly the impact of this is different. It does cause Donald Trump to react in a certain way. But at the end of the day, what counts is what happens in the voting booth and whether or not he's going to get people's votes. What can you talk to me about in terms of what these political ads used to be and what you think the ads of today, ones like this, are and their impact?
I think political ads are important and can have an impact. But I want to go with Dr. Carter. You win elections at the margins, and there, as Dr. Carter's point, we're polarized as a country. I would argue we're polarized from day one. But in terms of there's individuals who are going to vote for Donald Trump regardless of seeing this ad. We've seen the interviews of people. And look, he's got, dozens of indictments. And, you've seen people and use all kind of rhetoric related to being a dictator. You've seen people say, yeah, he should be a dictator at day one. And so we're at a point where in our country, and I made a point about, a country in decline. Healthy democracies don't need ads like that. And I also want to add some context because I have to get this off my chest. The people behind the Lincoln Project are Reagan Republicans. And we're here because Donald Trump is here because of all the work that they did historically during the Bush Sr. and, Reagan at the time. So I have to just kind of get that off my chest because even though it's a great ad, those are the same individuals that planted the flower that gave us Donald Trump.
Dr. Ali, what do you think now is something that would be able to change people's minds about the border crisis? We're going to be hearing about this for at least a week, I'm sure, as the Speaker of the House tries to potentially get this on the floor or not. What could even change anybody's mind at this point, whether you are somebody who might be a politician or somebody who has to eventually make a vote in the booth?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think you have to bring it to the ground. I come out of the grassroots movement. So the storytelling has to be from the perspective of folks who actually risked their lives to try to come to this country, looking for asylum. So I think the more stories that can be brought forward of the mothers and of those children and elders who have been willing to make that trek and why they were willing to do it and why we need to make sure that we have a strong and equitable immigration process will touch some folks. Because we find it easy to demonize folks. Most folks have never, ever talked to someone who's crossed the border and why they came here. So they are able to be, sort of created these caricatures of who they are and that they're just trying to break the law and all these other types of things without understanding and touching people's humanity. So I think that is really a missing component. It's not a documentary. It's not this clip that happens on the evening news. It is really about creating space for people to hear and see themselves reflected in the challenges that people have had to face to come here and why they want to be a part of this American dream that everybody talks about.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Carter, do you think that the Biden-Harris administration has done what it needs to do in order to bring the type of attention that this particular topic needs so that people can have some intellectual clarity around all of the details with immigration?
I would say, in short, no. And I think they probably don't want people to have that clarity because their border policy right now is not the most progressive if we're being charitable. And I don't think they want people to think about that border policy because the only option you have, particularly if you're trying to sway people to your side, typically those people are going to be more conservative, is to look how much pain I was able to inflict on these people. Look how much more difficult we made it to enter this country. And we know a lot of those policies that Biden are using are continuations of Trump era policies. I mean, we all seen that clip of Kamala Harris sitting up there telling migrants, do not come. So I don't actually think it does the Biden administration any good to focus on this issue because the only option they have is to say, we're strong on this. And that's going to turn off perhaps folks who are more liberal on this issue who can't vote for Trump, don't really want to vote for Biden, but would hold their nose to do so. I don't think it does them any favors to raise that issue. And I don't think that's an issue that's going to be a winning issue for Biden, particularly with their voting demographics. For Trump, sure. But for Biden, no.
All right. This border security bill, we're certainly going to be hearing more about it, even after the speaker decides to bring it to the House or not. And we will be following that.
A new year for a new you. Curl Prep Natural Hair Solutions at curlprep.com is an amazing organic line for curls, locks, braids, twists, and even those wigs and extensions. Women, men, and children are loving this line. Look at this video and you be the judge. People line up to see this product in action at hair shows, and when they take a seat and try it, they don't believe it's their hair. Buy the products at curlprep.com. It works on all hair types. Use code ROLAND, that's ROLAND, lowercase letters, to get a 15% discount. Parents, remove the ouch. You will love this system because you can comb the product through your child's hair with your fingers. Seasoned saints are loving the product. It's all at curlprep.com. Use code ROLAND, lowercase letters, to get a 15% discount. You won't believe it's your hair.
I know this what I need. Give me that bass, give me that beat. Hit on your tongue, I can feel an explosion. I'll take another if we keep it going. Open it up, give a toast to the moment.